Welcome to this week's edition of Rapid Motion Africa. We're down in Port Elizabeth for the second round of the Pro Tour and the Formula Ford Racing and VWChallengeSA Challenge. All of this action brought to you as always by VWC. It's the first visit down to Port Elizabeth for the Pro Tour and the first visit for VWChallengeSA Challenge as well, and we're expecting some exciting action out on the circuit as we see most of the top competitors have made their way down here for the second round of the Pro Tour. You can see that Nathan's motorsport cars are here in full force, and joining me in commentary booth as per usual a bit later will be Graham Nathan. Getting out onto the circuit, the B's and C's out on their own for the first time at this circuit, and you can see that already getting to grips with the circuit was Gerard Henning. He was 0.06 of a second ahead of Quinton Needham, and Kieran Kwambi in there with a chance as well. But look at that, the top 7 under a second.
Gerard pole position, but not by much.
Yeah, not by much. There's a rookie around here. He's giving us a hard time around here. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Quinton, how did you pull that one out? I mean, you've never raced here before.
I don't know, circuits is similar to Pakisa, and it's my type of circuits. I love this.
So it's going to be tight out there.
It is going to be with Gerard towing me around. So.
Okay. Gerard, you've had some experience on the circuit.
Yeah, we did a 3-hour end of last year, so yeah, we did some nice times, and yeah, so we've seen the track quite different, yeah.
All right, now you've got the rookie next to you. What lessons can you teach him that he needs to learn on the circuit? What is the secret?
There's only one secret: keep it clean and stay cool.
Pedal to the metal is more like it. Gerard Henning on pole position, and joining me in commentary booth, Graham Nathan.
Thanks, Greg, and off they go. 16-odd motor cars straight down the start line to the first corner. Let's have a look what happens from there.
Right as they head down towards the first turn, of course, that is Luke Repko, and at the moment it's the Silver Golf of Henning who's got the whole shot, but he's being chased down big time by a very talented field. We've got Bartram in there, Carlos Nobre just behind there. Oh, little tap into turn 1 already, and already action. There's been lots of action in that corner, and yet again, City Golf going a bit wide and up the inside onto the dirt, but coming through Continental S's, things are starting to heat up.
Have a look at that. That was Derek Minnie that happened to turn Quinton Needham going into that one. Derek has managed to get up into second, but we're on board with Karen as Derek goes through West Bank corner now, up towards the hairpin. And let's have a look here. Who's going to outbreak who? Chad Bartram coming up the inside. Unreal, he passes 2 motorcars on the break. Some awesome driving. Chad's motorcar broke in qualifying, and he's come from the back to 3rd position in only 1 lap. Some amazing stuff.
I want to see if they got Audi brakes in that City Golf, because there's no way in hell you should be able to stop that quickly. Up the inside into Toyota hairpin. Now they head up towards Goodyear corner. Onto the brakes yet again for Goodyear. No changes here. Look at how tight it is here. Bartram ahead of the Giada IT car of Kieran Kwambi. So Kwambi got a big wake-up call as Bartram came up the inside there. As you said, Graham, off 2 cars.
Kieran now following Chad Bartram. He's going to try and learn a little bit. He's probably thinking, sheesh, I'm not worried about the Audi brakes. I want some of what he's smoking. Having a look here. There he comes again. Up the inside of Derek Minnie. That oak is so late on the brakes.
Now, amazing stuff there from Bartram yet again into Luke Repko, and as they come out of Continental S's now, it's a change in second place. There we go, on board with Derek Minnie in the DMAC Auto Volkswagen Golf, and he's right on the tailpiece here of Chad Bartram, who's now having to work double time to keep him at bay.
Yeah, Chad has now got all the pressure behind him. He's chasing Gerard Henning, but he tends to forget that there are about 10 guys chasing him. He's flat out through West Bank on the way off to the hairpin. Whoa, a little bit loose. And Derek Minnie goes up the inside. Can he make it stick? Look at that. He runs it in a little bit wide, but Chad's going to go up the inside of him. Derek is going to the outside. Chad goes to the inside. There's no touching. Look how close this is, Greg.
Awesome stuff as they come through the sweep now. This is Bridgestone's sweep, and it's Minnie on the inside. Look at that, Bartram on the outside. We're on board with Kwambi, and Kwambi with the best seat in the house, looking for a way through the middle of them. Is he going to be able to make it move? No, not this time.
He doesn't know which way to go, left, right. He's just sitting there waiting for these guys to ride into each other. Chad goes to 2nd place. Derek has to slot into 3rd place, and Karen's just going to sit in the slipstream. Who does he slipstream? Does he go for Chad? Does he go for Derek? He's got to go for Derek because Chad's car happens to be going quicker.
Yeah, as they come down the straightaway now, look at them jostling for that slipstream. You can see that Kwambi's got on the tailpiece there of Derek Minnie. He might be able to get him on the brakes. He goes up the inside. Not close enough this time. He needs to get under that slipstream a lot quicker onto Derek Minnie. But as they come out of Luke Repko and into Continental, look at how they are flying. Absolutely awesome stuff. Back on board with Kwambi. Looking at this battle. This is for 2nd and 3rd. 1st place man getting away.
Yeah, he's got no problem at the moment. He just puts his head down and keeps trying to keep the momentum up. But these guys are going at it. But very shortly, they're going to be caught by Carlos Nobre, who also had a failure in qualifying and has also had to come from the back of the field.
No, lots of failures, unfortunately. First time out here for a lot of these drivers, so getting used to the circuit, getting used to the setup. Look at that. Mini on the inside of Bartram and on the inside of Kwambi. Comes and absolutely flying Carlos Nobre. Superb effort there from him. So 2 changes as they went through Toyota Hairpin there. And awesome stuff from these boys.
These guys are flat out, Greg. The brakes don't even get a chance to cool down, and they're on them again. They are wide open all the way. But Derek Minnie under huge pressure now. Chad wants second, and Carlos wants second, and so does Kieran Kwambi. They all want that position. Let's see who can make it to the end.
Well, as they come across the line to complete another lap, this battle resumes. Back on board with Kwambi, Giada, IT, City Golf here, and pushing hard to try and catch those boys. Look at that gap that unfortunately has been pulled now on Kwambi by Carlos Nobre. Nobre on the inside. He's going to use Chad Bartram to try and go up the inside of Derek Minnie. No, he's not able to do it this time.
But Chad's just gone past it. Derek throws it away. He chucks it away. Everybody takes evasive action. Inside, outside. Derek causing absolute mayhem, but he's up and going again. But the guys are Peter Thompson flying past. Everybody's capitalizing on that error.
Yeah, Quinton Needham also got through there as well, so he's made up one position. Here we go, the replay. On-board stuff here from Kieran Kwambi. The Giada IT car camera. And as they go through here, you can see that he just throws it away. Well done, Kieran Kwambi. A little bit of rallycross style there, but he managed to get through and he actually gets into 3rd place. So great driving from Kieran Kwambi. Unfortunately, the man who lost out there was into 4th place as they came through that turn. So Bartram from Kwambi, and there is the man I was talking about, Carlos Nobre, down to 4th. He unfortunately took the outside line, and that's cost him a little bit of extra time. But there's Needham, then it's Thompson, and Derek Minnie tucked in behind him.
Yeah, Derek wants to come back. He's probably kicking himself for making that error. He knows his car's good. He knows he's got the track hooked up, and he wants back at them. But at the moment, out in front, we've got Gerard Henning, who's being chased on the last lap by Chad Bartram. Can Chad make a last attempt at taking this place away from him?
I don't think he's got enough time here. Henning has been very, very calm, cool and collected at the front end of the field. He hasn't cooked those tyres, and I think Chad Bartram might have done some problems to his tyres in the attempt to catch up to the back end of that Silver Dream machine in front there. And I think it's going to be all about him by the time he gets to the line.
Absolutely. It's all about the tyres, especially at Scribante. As we have a look at Shane Kruin going through the top corner, missing the apex a little bit, but still, that's what the rookie's all about. They've got to learn some time, and this is when he's learning.
It's actually Mark Gregory just in front there in the Class C battle, so he leads Class C on the final lap. But back to the front end of the field, the Toyota Hairpin, and you can see that Bartram has lost a little bit of ground here. Gerard Henning's got his head down. He realizes that Chad is coming and means business in that Corporate Concepts car. Let's see if he can hang on, but I don't think he's going to have enough time. They're coming up to Goodyear Corner. That's the final turn, and he needs to get great drive out of here and possibly get the slipstream, but I don't think he's got enough.
I reckon this is a great job from Chad Bartram to come from the back of the field and to his crew. Congratulations to all those guys for getting this car up and running so quickly and allowing him to run a second.
Well, second place there to Bartram. Oh, Nobre nearly throws it away in the background there in the final turn. You saw him just get out of shape in that red and yellow City Golf of his. Giada IT, Kieran Kwambi is going to come through in 4th place. A superb effort from him. And then it's Quinton Needham after that first turn incident ahead of Derek Minnie and Mark Gregory on top of Class C.
Gerard, flag to flag victory there, but at the end you must have got a little bit worried.
Yes, I did get worried. The tyres went off extremely. I don't know if he's got the same experience from that. The tyres just went off, started to push nose like you cannot believe. But yes, luckily we brought it up.
Was that your problem too, Chad?
Yeah, I found towards the end I made a couple of mistakes. I was pushing hard to catch up to Gerard, and I found that I was overheating the tyres pretty quickly. I overshot a couple of corners and had to push really hard to try and keep up with him. But at the end I just wasn't able to catch him. But the tyres did go.
First time out for Classes A and P, and George Economides top of the list ahead of Masters and Finney. Ryan Thole with a tremendous effort in Class P to take pole.
I think it was just a 100th of a second. And the first 4, I think, is 100th between all of us, or 50th of 100. It's very close. I think there's 4 of us that are going to put on a good show today. I'm still carrying 50 kilos heavier than the rest of the class because they've dropped the weight for this year, so it's making it a little bit harder for me, especially probably under it's quite hard on the brakes, hard on the tyres this track. But I think we're all having fun here and enjoying the track.
And we're looking forward to the action that's about to take place here for the first time for classes A and B. It's 12 laps and they're getting away, and the man who gets away great off the start is Ray Wolfen in the Fuchs Titan Polo as the rest of the field get away on the line and head down towards turn number 1. It looks like it is all about the man in that silver Golf up front there, George Economides, but look at the pressure from that Fuchs Titan car on his outside.
It's not all about it. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving, and everybody wants to the front. Gavin Ross quite a long way down. Valdi Manki's pathetic start. Let's have a look at Class P start. Off the line, Ryan. Derek Smallberger goes away. Oh no, he must have missed a gear.
No,
he goes from second to nowhere. What is going on, Derek?
He definitely missed the problem there on the line, and look at that, he's dropped right to the back end of the field. We go on board with him, and as he comes in right behind there and pushing hard, it's going to be a tough battle to get back up to the front end where he was.
He's got his work cut out for him, and up the inside of Derek also goes Nico Smith. He's a brand newcomer to this formula. As you can see, he's sporting the little flag off the back window. First time round and doing a great job. Derek must be kicking himself. He must be absolutely hating his gearbox and his mechanic right now.
Well, actually, he's looking like he's not in a great groove there as well, as we get to the back end and back to the front end, I should say, of Class A, and you can see the field come streaming through here. Some new competitors involved there as well, but look at that, an old campaigner right at the back and not going as well as what he'd hoped.
No, Valdi's still learning with his Polo, but it's a beautifully turned out car. And these guys are really trying at it. Wayne is now into fourth position, excuse me. He's under pressure from Andy Grossman, but on board with Jason Finney. He's tucked in right behind Ray Wolford. And let's see if he can make a move on the brakes down to the bottom. Let's see who's latest on the brakes. Is it going to be Ray or is it going to be Jason? Let's have a look. Does Jason stick his nose out? No, he follows him around.
Now it looks as if he was not close enough for that slipstreaming maneuver as the rest of the field come through there, and that's number 7, that's Eddie Rodriguez, of course, in the RBTS Polo, and it looks like Valdi Mikes has found the inside of the apex there going through turn 1.
He's found a really tight line, and Jason Finney finding the wide line. These guys are riding everywhere. Wherever it takes to find traction, they are going at it.
Well, it's Hammer and Tonks as they come through Westbank Corner now, heading up towards Toyota and onto the brakes. Are we going to see any maneuvers here? This is one of the outbreaking maneuvers that can happen. We see it a lot in Superbikes, and we saw it in the ZX10 Cup last week. But of course, this is all about City Golfs and Polos. And of course, here we go, on board with Jason Finney, the Giada IT car, right on the tailpiece of the Fuchs Titan car ahead of him. That's Ray Wolford. And it looks as if George Economides is starting to put a little bit of a gap on these two.
Yeah, Ray's going to start getting in Jason's way, and Jason's going to start putting the hurry up on him. He doesn't want George Economides to get away. Up the inside he goes. These two guys go around one of the fastest turns on the racetrack, side by side. They don't bend a panel. Some incredible driving. These guys just know how to do it.
As per usual in this class, it's the only way to do it. It's very clean racing, but Wayne Masters is tucked in, probably in the best seat in the house at the moment, looking at that battle for second and third and just praying that something goes wrong, either between Finney or possibly that Fuchs car on the outside.
Wayne is just sitting there choosing who's gonna slipstream next, and he goes up the inside, bounces across the curb, runs up against Ray Wolford. Ray says no, runs it straight back and pushes his way back through. But Wayne hasn't let up. He's going to be on his case all the way down to the hairpin. And as they go through Westbank, there it comes now, full throttle, flat out stuff. Let's have a look at the brakes. But sitting behind them is Andy Grossman, and Ryan Thole is out in front of Class B at the moment. He's followed by Clayton LaRue, but Ryan is driving a really, really good race. Wouter Roos up to third position. He's compromised his run into Westbank. Can Barry Groenewald throws it up the inside. Jake Jacobs sitting there waiting to have a look what's going to go on. And Nico Smith, but we're on board with Derek Smallberger. Let's have a look. Oh, Jake throws it away. Jake tosses it away. There's smoke and dust everywhere. Derek clamps a brake and he goes, okay, when you guys are done, I'll carry on. And off he goes again.
So Derek Smallberger using his vast experience there and just picking a line and driving through. That's the way to do it. But unfortunately, problems there for Nico Smith, the brand new man, nearly getting involved in his first outing in amongst the fray with the usual contenders. Jake Jacobs getting it completely wrong as they went into the hairpin.
Yeah, that was a baptism of fire of note, but back to the front runners. And we've got Ray Wolford with Wayne Masters breathing all over him. And unfortunately, Jason and George are getting away. Wayne will want to get past as soon as he possibly can. Let's have a look on the brakes here. Will he stick the car up the inside? He has a look, but it is not far enough. And Andy Gossman is sitting there going, come on guys, let's get on with this game now.
Yeah, I think he wants Masters to get ahead of Wolford, because Wolford seems to be holding them up slightly as they come through Bridgestone Street now, heading up towards Goodyear. A little bit further back there, we pick up on Eddie Rodriguez, still in with a great battle there. That's Gavin Ross in the Norbrake car, and right on his tail and pushing hard is Baldy. Right, so we come to the 7 of 12, lap 7 of 12, only a couple of laps to go, and look at this, it's so tight still between the Fuchs car and the Jonas Ray Tools car there of Wayne Masters. Masters up the inside, that's going to be the wrong side for the next part of the sweep as they come through Westbank corner. He's going to have to just tuck in behind Ray Wolford, but he's going to get the drive up towards the hairpin. Is he going to have a look up the inside this time? He has a look, he has a big look in fact, and not able to make it stick on Ray Wolford as they come through Toyota.
Wayne is starting to get a little bit desperate now. He's going to the outside where it's dirty. That could have caught him out, but he drove through there perfectly. But Ray Wolford is sitting there going, you want past? Make a plan. I've got third at the moment. But out in front we've got George Economides. He's slowly but surely being caught by Jason. And Wayne goes up the inside. No, not this time. Wayne is trying everywhere. Every single corner.
The door firmly shut again there as they came into that particular section. Here we go back on board and looking at the superb battle here for Class B. And of course in the Class P section it is all about Ryan Thurley. He has just come to grips with Aldo Scribante and doing a really superb job to get away from the rest of this field. That's Derek Smallberger we're on board with, and this is the battle now resuming for second, third and fourth place. Smallberger up to fourth after that bad incident off the line.
Barry Groenewold is out in front in his brand new Polo in second position. He's doing a superb job. He's been battling with that motor car all weekend, but Clayton LaRue right behind him. Let's have a look who gets the drive out of the corner. Barry running it slightly wide. Find the apex, Barry, and then it'll go good. Derek Smallberger slingshots away from Clayton LaRue because I think he had a problem, Greg. I think Clayton must have had a problem. He must have missed the gear. But out in front, we still have George Economides. Wayne Masters has finally got through to third position. Look how quickly he's caught up onto the back of Jason Finney. Wayne doing a superb job. Jason trying as hard as he can to hang on to George, but he's backing a little bit. Maybe they're trying to hang on to the life of their tyres and do all the work at the last lap. Let's have a look here. Jason Finney getting it to the apex, squeezing the power on and running it right to the outside of the road. Just about over the road. Oh, George Economides has a problem. Jason goes to the front. He goes, thank you very much. I'll have that.
Yeah, Jason Finney unfortunately capitalising on a mistake or some problems here for George Economides. He has slowed down dramatically, and that's opened up the gap now between himself. Well, look at that. He's gone down to 7th spot by the looks of things by the time they get in. In fact, he pulls onto the left-hand side of the circuit. That's the end of the day there for the Economides, who's led from the start and had no problems until that car just packed up on the main straightaway.
But out in front, we've still got Jason Finney. He's now under pressure from Wayne Masters. Wayne can't believe his luck. He's gone from 4th to 2nd by default almost. And Clayton LaRue out. That was the problem. He is out. Wayne Masters on Jason Finney all the way. Let's see if he can put enough pressure on him to make a mistake as well, or to force him into breaking his motor car like he has to the rest of the guys. But these guys are going at it. Jason Finney, a seasoned campaigner. He's not going to make an error for no reason. And Wayne's going to have to work hard.
Yeah, I think Jason Finney is not going to give this up too easily. He hasn't had a win in a long, long time, and with the checkered flag out, he's going to take it here for the Giada IT team ahead of the Jonas Way car. Ray Wolford in the Fuchs Titan car comes through there eventually in 3rd place, just ahead of Andy Gossman, who we didn't have much to talk about during the race, but he was right in it all the time. Jürgen Piloffer just behind them, and then it was Eddie Rodriguez who came across the line ahead of Valdi Monkeys, Quentin Thompson, Gavin Ross. Superb effort there. And in Class P, Ryan Thurley hanging on ahead of Smallberger and Barry Groenewold.
Jason, a good result with a new car.
Fantastic result. I'm over the moon. It's the first time out, and yeah, difficult race. George obviously had a problem, which gave me a gift, and I could see Wayne coming from behind, but I wasn't going to let him pass this time. Thanks to Cyril from 8 Valve Performance, he put in endless nights on this car, and to my sponsor Sheldon Crombie. Without him, it wouldn't be possible.
Ryan, a first win there. Well done.
Fantastic news. I mean, we've been working bloody hard. We've got Graham and Dean here, and they've put in so much effort. We've put in a bit of work this weekend as well. It's been very difficult with these new tyres for me to get used to. I battled at Kyalami. We've learned a lot, and I think we've come here and it's all seemed to work out, and it's just clicks on the day, so yeah.
Right, it's all about a full field now. A, B, P, and C, all in the same field and getting away at the same time. And heading down towards turn number 1, we go on board with Ray Wolford. This time he's going to play cameraman. And look at that, ahead of him it's Jason Finney, class winner from the first heat as they go into the first turn. George Economides up the inside. He's managed to fix that car with Wayne Masters tucked in into second place. Looks like Finney's just going to sneak up in a second. In fact, look at how tight it is between these boys as they get into Conti.
Now these guys, true abreast through the fastest turn on the racetrack, virtually. Unbelievable stuff, and they don't even bump each other. I can't understand this.
Hope the production car boys are all watching this because we're coming here very soon. Heading into the first turn, here comes Class B at Smallburger, getting a better start this time, ahead of Clayton LaRue. And then look at that, Jake Jacobs up the inside into third, Ryan Thalay demoted down to fourth place. Here comes Class B, and up in front it's Gerard Henning ahead of the Giada IT. There's Kieran Plummer, and look at that! Oh, Derek Minnie, Chad Bartram and Nobre. Well, it was all about tandem crashing there, or was it triple crash? In fact, it's quadruple crashing.
Yeah, synchronized spinning of a massive nature. Somebody would swear there's oil down there. But I've just seen about 20 cars go through there, no problem. But out in front, George Economides under huge pressure. Wayne Masters wants the win now. He doesn't have Jason Finney or anybody in his way. He just wants after George Economides, but George has got a point to prove. His car broke in the first one. His tyres might be slightly fresher. Jason Finney having a look at Wayne Masters. Wayne riding in the middle of the track going, well, I don't want to give it to you right yet, but let's have a look a little bit later.
Yeah, let's have a bit of a play here. Clayton LaRue already starting to put pressure on the Smallburger, and the same thing coming from Tholay. Tholay onto the back end of Jake Jacobs. Then a little bit further back there, it's a three-way battle, and it's really tight stuff between these polos as they come through and head on to Goodyear for the first time.
Have a look at this, Greg. They are all there. There are 7 motor cars in one straight stripe with nothing in between them. Right from the front to the back, these guys are going at it. And so too are Class B. But Kieran Kwambi has got up into second place. Ian Prinsloo third. And in fourth place is Quinton Needham. He's trying to make amends for his error in the first race. But Kieran is going to be under huge pressure because those 2 cars behind him, they want through. Here comes Carlos Nobre, but Kieran on board with Kieran. Can he have a look up the inside of the Robbie's Auto car of Gerard Henning? He's going to have a go. I'm sure he is. Look at that, side by side. Kieran does it. Kieran goes to the front. A great move.
Very late braking into turn 1. Now they're going to the Conti S's, and looks like Prinsloo wants it way past as well. He hasn't found it just yet. Henning getting it completely wrong through there. Where was the apex through Conti S's? Anyway, he's got Prinsloo a little bit worried there. He came off the loud pedal, and that's allowed Quinton Needham to catch up to the back end.
Kieran now on the inside. He must have made it. Oh, Gerard sweeps across the front of him at Westbank. That is the fastest corner on the racetrack. As you can see, the car is balancing on a fine edge, and he goes back to the front. He goes, not now, my boy. I still want to teach you a couple more things.
Right, here we go back to the front end of Class A, and you can see that it's still Economides, Masters and Finney battling for the top 3 positions on the podium, with Ray Wolford tucked in behind them in fourth as they come through and into Conti S's now, late onto the brakes. Who's going to have what it takes as they come through here now? Look at how tight it is between these guys. Wayne Masters fighting that Jonas Way Golf to keep the Giada IT City Golf on his tail.
As we said earlier, the tyres are going to take a tremendous pounding around this racetrack. The back tyres start to die from all the sliding, and they just get worse and worse. These guys are going to be driving drifting motor cars any minute now. But Derek Smallburger still under huge pressure from Clayton LaRue. Jakes is sitting right behind Clayton going, come on, make a mistake. And Ryan's sitting there going, let's get going, guys. Wouter Roos up into 5th place. A great result for him. He's a relative newcomer to this series, and he's doing a superb job.
Well, up the inside, LaRue looking for a way past Derek Smallburger. Look at how they get onto the brakes and get sideways. LaRue's into the first position in Class P. What a superb effort there. He got it completely sideways into Toyota and takes the lead ahead of the Sabertech car here of Derek Smallburger.
That was a seriously do-or-die maneuver, but well done to Clayton LaRue. Derek can't believe it. He thought he was braking late, and here comes a car up the inside of him. He's like, where'd this guy come from? What is he on?
Yeah, I want some of that stuff, please, and I want it as soon as possible. Ryan Tholay still right on the tailpiece there of Jake Jacobs. It's a 4-way battle for the first position, as it is right here. Henning slightly ahead of Kwambi, Prinsloo, and of course here comes Nobre just behind Quinton Needham in that Orange City Golf.
These guys are not going to let up for 1 minute. Gerard Henning has got massive pressure. There's a whole bunch of youngsters, and Quinton Needham goes up the inside of Ian Prinsloo. Let's see if he can make it stick. Carlos Nobre decides to go with Needham because surely his car is going to be quicker in the straight line. Car dives out because Quinton is actually losing out on it. Let's have a look. Let's see. Ian Prince's car manages to out-drag the whole lot down to the bottom. Carlos tucks in. Can he outdo Quinton Needham on the brakes? Yes, he can. He slots into 4th position, and now Ian Prince has got pressure.
Unbelievable stuff there. 3 cars abreast down the main straight away as they come into Conti. We're going to see the same thing. Into the Conti SS now, on board with Nobre, looking at Princely's rear end. He's going to have to try and find a way past the head up towards West Bank corner now. Absolutely flat out stuff here. See the different lines by the drivers as well. I don't know where Princely was going. He missed the apex completely there, but manages to stay ahead. Back to Class A though, and look at this battle. It is heating up big time.
Wayne is putting huge pressure onto George Economides, but he doesn't want to trash his tyres. Let's remember that George didn't do as many laps as the rest of them. Whoa, Ray Wilford running slightly wide, going over the rumbles, and it bangs that motor car as it goes over the rumbles. But down to turn 1. Let's have a look here. No, Linus turn. These guys are looking after their tyres. They are experienced campaigners. They do not want to make a move yet. They're holding on to the last lap, and then they'll do all the work.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what the plan is. There you can see just the Fuchs Titan car waiting for the 4th place man. Look at that, Voldy's got ahead of Buloffer. So the black beauty coming through there is Jürgen Buloffer. Then we've got Eddie Rodriguez, and he's being held up big time. Well, he's actually holding up, I should say, Gavin Ross in the Norbrake car and making him work double time to try and get ahead of him.
Yeah, Gavin sat behind Eddie Rodriguez's car for most of the race. In fact, the first heat as well. I'm sure he's going to run out of patience soon and just give him a light. Hurry up, boy, or out the way, one or the other. But it's coming. Let's have a look at 2 laps to go, and the guys are still into turn 1. Wayne Masters with a little bit of a breather. Voldy Mank is taking a different line here, going into 1, probably passing a lapper. But, whoa, Jason Finney sideways drifting a front wheel drive. Some real talent going on here at the moment with these short tyres. But then he runs it straight off the road. Come on, Jace. Don't throw the ball away, boy.
I think you might have used the handbrake a little bit through Conti S's there. It was great driving though. Look at this, a slight change. Oh yes, indeed. Jake Jacobs has got ahead of Derek Smallberger. And Smallberger, oh, he's going to get it completely sideways as well. So polos and golfs getting some front wheel drifting, some rear wheel drifting, and it's all good. But on the inside comes Stole. So Smallberger's mistake has cost him big time. He's got Jake Jacobs ahead of him now and Ryan Thole. And that's a big change up front in Class P.
Some awesome driving from Ryan Thole right around the outside of Derek Smallberger. I think they were all had their eyes closed going through that particular corner, and Derek's car is definitely loose. You can see coming through West Bank, he slides it wider. Everybody locking up wheels on the brakes. These tyres are taking massive strain at the moment, Greg.
Graham, one thing I've got to say when we're looking at Gerard Henning and Kieran Kwame, the battle for Class B is heating up. But I was just going to say, a great drive from Clayton LaRue, a hugely improved driver in the Class Ps, as we see Kieran Kwame starting to put huge pressure onto the back end of the Robbie's Auto car here of Gerard Henning.
Yeah, I'm sure Gerard doesn't know where it's going. He's warning him, I'm going to need to stop early. I'm running out of brakes. And Kieran locks the brakes up ever so slightly, but he doesn't manage to hit him. Out in front of the two of them is a Polo. That's Wouter Roos and Barry Groenewald out in front of these two guys. They don't want to get into this battle right now. Nico Smith being swamped by the Class B cars. And Jan Prinsloo goes up the inside of Carlos Monre. Was that Carlos?
No, I think it was actually Gregory Anthony. He's the man who's moved up from Class C to Class A now. Taking a little bit of strain in Class A, but he's eventually going to get to grips with that big Super Golf of his.
But back to the front runners. These guys are still at it. Peter Thompson is now going to get caught by the A-Class pack. These guys want through. Wayne Masters is loving this idea because one move incorrectly by George Economides and he's going to have him.
I think Economides has got this down to a fine art though. He knows how to lead from the front end of the field, and hopefully he can use Peter Thompson and some more of those back markers to his advantage to keep Finney and of course Masters at bay.
Yeah, but Masters has got another problem. It's called Jason Finney right behind him. He's going outside, inside. Masters is making that Golf 4 incredibly wide at the moment.
But unfortunately, it's the last corner and they're not going to have enough time. It's going to be George Economides who's going to hang on. The checkered flag, well, it's a bit late, but eventually comes out. Economides takes it. And a superb effort there from Wayne Masters to keep it up ahead of Jason Finney. Back to the front end of Class P, though. It's Clayton LaRue, Jake Jacobs, Ryan Thole, and Derek Smallberger in with a chance in the Sabertech car, or is he? It is into Goodyear corner for the final time, and it's going to end up just like that. LaRue going to be finishing up ahead of Jake Jacobs and Ryan Thole. The Sabertech car of Derek Smallberger finishes up in 4th place. On board with Kwambi, he's in 2nd place looking for a way past. And Gerard Henning has had a superb drive in the Robbie's Auto Volkswagen Golf. He's going to hang on for dear life, but it's been a really tough day in the saddle for that man. But a great effort there from the Silver Dream machine there. Henning wins ahead of Kwambi. A superb effort there in Class B. So, confirmation of Class A, Economides takes it ahead of Masters and Finney, and in Class P, LaRue, Jacobs, and of course Tholay, the top three. In Class B, it was all about Gerard Henning, Kieran Kwambi, and Quinton Needham. Jad Bartram eventually in 4th place, and Gregory Gossman in 5th, and Mark Gregory taking the win in Class C.
George, you had to work for that one, but I'm sure it made up for the disappointment from earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a tough race. Wayne's always a good challenger, and yeah, we just put our head down and went.
Do you think the fact that the field was so full, actually, that all the classes ran together made a difference to the quality of the racing?
I think it did, and I think it made it a bit more of a spectacle. And yeah, I mean, the back markers got out the way, and I enjoyed the race. Pity about the first heat, but that's racing.
Clayton, well done, your second victory.
Yeah, thank you very much.
How did it go? It looked very easy from the outside.
Sure, in the first heat we ran into a lot of trouble. We had a lot of spluttering and misfires, so we only did 8 laps just to classify. The team did a very good job to get the car back and running, and the second heat was very good. We had a good start, and we just held it from there.
Well, you had to battle a little bit earlier on, but then you pulled away.
Yes, Derek and Jakes are right there as well, and Jakes and Derek are very defensive drivers, so the earlier you can get past them, the better, you know. So it was good, it paid off well.
The championship tightens up at the top end, and it's Class A's Wayne Masters who leads overall ahead of Nobre and Jacobs in 2nd place, joint on 35. Smallberger down there in 4th place on 34 points. Remember to catch up with more Goldwagen Challenge at Kyalami Grand Prix Circuit on the 12th of April. Once again, a big thanks to Goldwagen for all of this fantastic action from Aldo Scribante.